I'm not just sitting there editing photos. I'm like, okay, like what is this story?
That's what fascinates
How deep
me.
are we getting? So
That's my favorite stuff is like, yeah, that's a cool picture, but man, talk to me about what was going through your head in that moment. Like,
yeah,
I've been there. There's pressure. Birds are flying. Look, bam. You're just like, I got it.
we got
It's
it.
amazing. What is it when you're capturing them? Like, how are you telling that story while you're capturing the photos?
Yeah, so I like to think about photography as like these aren't just photos.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not out here as a photographer taking a picture. Like I try and have that kind of cinematic approach where like I want these photos to feel like you're just kind of peering into someone's life. It's almost like when you meet someone for the first time and you're just meeting them at whatever point in their life they are at that point. And I want my photos to feel like that, where it's like you don't know about this person, but they're sparking your interest and you want to learn more about them. I don't have the people I photograph look at the camera very often because I want it to feel very fly on the wall. I think even like this one right here, she's looking off to the side. And I'll even direct them, say things like, hey, like look off to the side. Like imagine you're like waiting for your husband who you haven't heard from in months. He's been at war. He's coming back in to see, like, how would you peer out to the ocean if that was a scenario you were in?
Wow.
And like, that's the kind of stuff I want to capture. And I want to have these kind of emotions. I don't I don't pose people a lot. I'm not like, okay, like tilt your head a little bit like this, move your arm. I have them act out different things. So it's like, I am kind of directing them in the sense that it would be filmed, but I'm just capturing it in photo.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, can you like walk through this field, kind of like reminiscing on like maybe you had a hard day, like you're kind of running your hands through the grass, things like that. You're thinking about maybe you have a big decision coming up. Like I want to feel the kind of emotion that you can have. This one, I remember directing them and saying, I'm a big Pride and Prejudice fan. I love all those kind of romance movies. And I was like, I want these photos to feel like you just realized you're in love with Mr. Darcy.
Nice.
And so kind of have that kind of ethereal kind of like moment to it and have that emotion in the photos. And so
that's amazing. That's interesting. Do you go into these shoots with that in mind, or are you just in the moment? Obviously she has a dress, she's on the beach. Are you like prepping yourself as a director, like or are you just in that moment when the moment's happening and you think of that line? That's tough to be on the fly. Like, think about being in the movie Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. So I do a lot of pre-planning into my photo shoot. Nice. So I'll put together entire like mood boards and stuff that I will pitch to people before I even book the shoot. I'll come up with the idea, and like wardrobe, like you mentioned, she's in a dress in this, and wardrobe plays a huge role, because like another thing that helps it feel less like you're out taking someone's picture is the wardrobe, and make it feel more like a film, so I always try and make sure the wardrobe matches the location in tone, but also in color. A lot of films, they're only shot in a few colors. And so if I'm like out on the beach or something like this, I'm like, okay, like natural tones, no logos, minimal branding, no branding if possible, things like that. White dresses are great because they reflect a lot of what's the tones around you in the environment. So if you don't know what to go with, a white dress, always the go-to. Because you'll get reflections in the water from the sun as well.
I'm always saying, what is I just lost it. Is it, oh my gosh, the colors like light tan, light green, like more closer to the white bait. What is that? No. Well, that's one color. There's the group of colors. I always tell actors, if like, what should I wear?
Like the
pastels. Is that it?
Like muted,
just anyway, we don't have to get into that, but I agree with you 100%. That's usually the go-to, because a lot of times darker can get lost in the image.
Avoid blacks and like neon colors at all costs.
Especially when you have this, your style totally leans itself for that.
Right now I'm working to strengthen my composition so my photos can even stand better, even better on their own.
Which is kind of like these movie poster type things that you're doing. What are those? I guess, what are the idea behind those?
I have a fine art background. So before any of this, growing up, I loved drawing and painting. So I did painting for years. And so I've always kind of approached photography with kind of a fine art idea. And like each set of photos is like a series. And I always shoot them with the idea that, like, what would these look like hung up in a gallery? Or, like, what would they be called? Because back when I was painting, you know, every time you finish a painting or finish a series, you have to name it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want my photos, I just wanted them to be the same. So every photo has a name behind it, you know, has a story it's trying to tell. Like, I think if you can go back to my Instagram, there's one that's a good example of this. It's kind of encompasses everything we've been talking about that I shot.
I thought that was interesting. They look like movie posters, like
yeah,
you see on the side of a theater.
Yeah, so it's like those are kind of like the covers, like this is what you're gonna be getting into.
Yeah,
and if you scroll down to that one with the birds right in the middle.
Oh wow.
So this one's called My Glances Back, and the whole idea of this one was like it's kind of biblical in the sense.
Image, dude.
Yeah, that one.
You didn't. I mean, that's in the moment.
In the moment,
birds are doing that.
Yeah, and I was like, "Can you just look at these birds? There's no AI here.
Yeah, I believe
I
it.
captured this. I can show you the raw file if you want it.
That's
It doesn't look as
amazing.
pretty, but they are there."
Dude, that is real quick. Side note.
Yeah.
That is why AI will never go away or kill us, because knowing that that's real. There's a story behind it. There's that behind the scenes of you in the moment with them, and it's like, to get those birds sharp, exposed, they're out of focus, literally composed perfectly. Good job.
Oh,
I'll let you keep going.
Thank you. No, you're good. You can glaze me all you want. My ego will take it.
I mean, I'm just gonna be giving you compliments.
Oh man. I'll need that. I need the constructive feedback at the end too.
Okay,
you gotta level out
I'll
my
find
ego.
some stuff to give you crap on.
Yeah, give me some crap. But so this one's called My Glances Back, and recently a lot of my work's been kind of portraits, but I've kind of hit again those plateaus where I feel like it's hard to show a ton of emotion in just a single person. I feel like couples photography, things like that, lend itself more to these very larger than life kind of emotional stories. And so the whole idea behind this one was it's kind of biblical, and it's in the sense that like there's, I don't know the exact references, you might know, where it's like Lot and like his wife, they're leaving. Where were they leaving? Wherever they were. Essentially, God says he's going to destroy the city that they live in, and him and his family have to leave. And he says, don't look back.
Yeah, or else you'll turn to salt.
You'll turn to salt or stone or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember either. The Old Testament is tricky.
Is it salt or is it stone?
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, did you look it up? He's got it. He's got it. But the idea is because then his wife looks back at the city. And so the whole idea of this thing is that you, like, this couple, they're so in love with each other that like they would be each other's glances back in that moment. Like if they were told they had to leave the other person to not look back, that they would risk looking back to have one more glance at that person, because that and their love for the other person was worth whatever consequences might come from it. And so like that was the
chills, bro.
Yeah. So that's the whole idea of the story. So you can flip through it, and it's just like these different just emotional kind of moments with these two people. Like, you know, you got them looking at each other and things like that. And so that was the whole idea behind this, was that our love is so strong that even if it would be the last thing I ever did, I would look back at you.
How often do you explain this to people? Do you have like a series? Because I'm like, well, this is cool to like break down your thought process, because that makes, like I was saying about that makes that image so much more powerful with the meaning behind something like that.
Yeah.
So I know you have your series of, what is that, editing photos?
Yeah.
You have another series where you're like, let me tell you the story behind this image.
I really should. Yeah, because right now a lot of that stuff's mostly for me. Like the most people will get would be like the song choice that goes with this on Instagram, or the titling and stuff kind of hints at it. But that's probably a good idea. I should probably get more of this out with the people.
With this one, we'll make a reel for you to explain what this image is, and then hopefully it does well for you, and people want to hear more of those stories.
But yeah, that's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I'm thinking about. You know, I'm not just sitting there editing photos. I'm like, okay, like what is this story?
That's what fascinates
me. How deep
are
we getting? So
that's my favorite stuff, is like, that's a cool picture, but man, talk to me about what was going through your head in that moment. Like, I've been there. There's pressure. Birds are flying. Look, bam. You're just like, I got it.
We got
That's amazing.